Hi everybody, it's Claire back with another art journal page, and again I am using some of my new release from Funky Fossil. I am so excited about this, and the more I play with it, the more I'm falling in love. It's so versatile and there's so many things you can do with it, so watch out for more videos coming up over the next few days. So I've started off with the Heartfelt stamp set, and I've stamped it using black archival ink onto some blank collage tissue paper from Dina Wakley Media, and I'm going to use that as my background piece. So that's going to be stuck down using some matte medium. Always, as is the case with me, I end up with too much on my page. I don't know. It's just one of those things I can't judge at all. I'm so bad. So these, it's really nice to glue down this collage tissue paper if you've not used it before. I'm sure most of you have. It does go down really nicely onto the page. You can get it on really smooth with no wrinkles at all. And it makes a lovely surface to work onto. I had a bit left over, so I stuck it onto the white tag. I did intend to use the white tag on my page, but actually I've put it to one side, and I will finish it off another time. So I decided not to. I was going to use it as a tip in, but you know, plans evolve once you get going. So I'm starting off, I've got a bit of blushing and some peacock, yes, and turquoise, and I'm just going to pick up those colours on my brush and just pull those paints across my page just to get some paint onto there, get some colour to start off with. And then I had some left over, so I've just pulled that down the tag as well. Then I'm going in with the Wonky Heart stencil. This is another one of my new release, and I'm just lifting the paint through the stencil using a damp baby wipe. So that will just lift it out and give that impression of the hearts. The pattern will be there, and I'm going to do the same on the tag as well. And as long as your paint is still wet, this will work quite well. So then I've just got a paper plate with a bit of white acrylic paint, and this is a sponge roller, and I am just adding a little bit of white over the top just to create a quieter area on the page, really. So I wanted to use an image on here, and I felt that the background was so busy and bold that the image was going to get lost. So I've chosen a face from the Soulful stamp set, and using some black archival ink, plenty of it because the stamps are quite new. The more you use them, the better the image you get when you stamp. So I'm just stamping that onto some printer paper, and then I'm going through the Heartfelt journal collage pack, and I'm just selecting some more elements to use. So I'm going to use these botanical shapes here, and also now I'm just looking for some text collage paper to use for the figure shape here. So I'm just roughly cutting out the idea of a body. So I've just marked where the bottom of the page is. I've just kind of folded the paper, creased it with my finger, and then just roughly cutting that out. And then that's going to be stuck down like that. So I'm just going to use a glue stick to stick this in place. I'm just adding a bit of glue to the top of that piece there, and then just sticking the other one to it. So I've created a kind of almost like a paper doll, really, I guess. And then I'm just extending the lines down the body. And then I'm going to glue that in using the glue stick. Okay, so then I'm just cutting out the botanical pieces that I have drawn that are on the collage pack, and those are going to kind of work something like that. So I do spend a bit of time just kind of playing with where they're going to work best, because I wanted to leave a bit of space for a quote as well. So then I've just watered down a bit of the peacock paint, and I'm just adding some colour onto the body, which works with the colours that are in the background, and then just adding a bit of depth to that, bringing a bit more depth of colour to the one side, and then going in again with the Wonky heart stencil and stenciling some hearts over the top using the same colour. And then just bringing those hearts out to the right hand side and the top left corner, just so that that kind of all works together. So these are the palette pastels from Jane Davenport, and these ones are in these kind of lovely flesh tones. So just adding a little bit of blush to the cheeks, then sticking these botanical pieces onto my page as well. So you can see how these things all kind of work really nicely together. There's little elements that you can cut out from the collage paper that you can add to your page, and then there's so many quotes as well on the 2 stamp sets that you can use to add on there too. So then I'm just going in with a bit of blushing and adding some splatters onto the page too. And then I'd gone around the body with a Stabilo oil pencil and just going in with my water brush, and I was activating the pigment, and then I thought I'm just going to add a bit into the hair. So started lifting it off around the figure, the body, and then I decided I would just get the pencil and just lift the pigment off there and add some onto the hair as well, just to bring a bit more interest to that. And then I'm using my signature dotty stamp with some white acrylic paint and just stamping some little dots onto the page where those botanical elements are, just to help kind of ground those on my page as well. And then don't forget, if you've used acrylic paint on any of the stamps, give them a really good clean after. So then I've got one of the quotes from one of the stamp sets. I think it's okay, it's from that stamp set. And I'm just cutting that out, stamp that onto printer paper, and that's then going to be stuck onto my page too. So I've got my little figure and botanical elements there as well, and then a quote too. And that, I'm pretty sure, was just about it for this page. Oh, and then I added some more black dots as well, because I wanted a little bit more contrast with those dots that I'd added onto the page. So I'm having so much fun playing with this new release, which will be available on my website from the 1st of January and also from Funky Fossil. If you're in the US, it's available from Frantic Stamper, and in Australia from Natalie May Scrapbooking. So if you do get it, I'd love you to tag me if you create anything on Instagram or Facebook. I'd love to see. So I hope you've enjoyed the video and found some inspiration, and I hope to see you again soon.